What's up, y'all? It is story time. So we just got done helping a client with a wild transaction. And one thing I always tell anyone that's buying a house is real estate is like real life. Anything can happen. So let me kind of set up what happened. I call this like a domino transaction. We had a buyer and seller. We had a buyer and seller, and then my people were at the end of the third transaction. They were actually the ones selling their house in the second and buying their dream home in the third. So everything was going great. We had everyone approved on my end. And then a week before closing, we get a call from the loan officer on the second transaction to say, hey, there's going to be a 2-week delay. Now, again, we're a week away from closing and a 2-week delay. Delays happen, right? But this just didn't sound right. So it's not very often that I'm going to pick up the phone and call a different loan officer in our community, but I needed to because our people, were worried about what's going on. And, there's a lot of loan officers in the Austin area. I'd heard this person's name, and he was very upfront and kind of told me what was going on and what their solution was. So at least that gave me some information to share with my people of why the delay was. So here we go. We keep getting trucking on, and we're about 3 days before closing, and we get a call from the first transaction. And to let us know that unfortunately, someone in the buyer's side had passed away. Again, this is real life. Things happen. So, obviously we feel for those people. We are twice removed. We don't know them. They're out of state, but they've obviously suffered a personal loss. But on the business side of it, this has affected everyone else. And now our timelines are completely jacked up. We got people living in Airbnbs, people trying to take off work. It's just a kind of a mess that we all had to deal with. So we were told that they needed another 2-week extension. We understand that because things happen. Well, we get closer and get moving, and the communication on the first transaction, again, these people are out of states, just disappears. Things just were not being told to us, and our people are left in limbo. So we're doing our best to kind of assure them that they're going through the process. We're going to get to the finish line, but just hang in there. Let's see what we can find out. Now, luckily, a lot of the people involved in the second transaction and third transaction, I had known, and we kind of knew each other. So this is why teamwork is so important in a collaboration like this. I mean, we got, 5 individual buyers and sellers, 5 different agents, 3 different title companies, out of state, 2 different time zones. I mean, it was wild. But luckily, I ended up picking up the phone and calling the loan officer in the first transaction and just kind of, you got to let me know what's going on. She didn't understand everything that was going on with the other 2 transactions. She didn't understand it was a domino. So she was very empathetic and kind of explained to me what was going on. And again, this is after 2 weeks of radio silence. I had to track this person down through back channels. They didn't answer the call the first time, but eventually I got through to them. But at least I was able to get information to share with all parties so we could plan accordingly. And finally, at the end of the day, about 4 weeks late, we got it done. Now, keep in mind, my people that I were helping were selling their home that they raised their kids in. So that's kind of an emotional thing that, they're leaving something that they had so much history in, but they were also buying their forever home, moving their parents in, moving their kids in, almost, for lack of a better word, a compound. So this was a big thing for them. This was a family transaction, and all of the uncertainty that wasn't shared to us caused a lot of stress. But I truly believe at the end of the day, we made the best situation of kind of a sorry, or I made the best of a situation that became kind of sorry with the communication on one end, and we were able to get them to the finish line. And I truly do think that having those connections with all the agents, all the title companies, all the people involved, made it happen. So can we do domino transactions? Yes. I do think this was the first one I had like a 3, or you're right, buyer, seller, buyer, seller, buyer, seller. But at the end of the day, we closed. My people were so happy, so appreciative. It was a wild one. I'll never forget it. But again, communication is the key, whether it's good news, bad news, or indifferent. We just got to share that information so we can make a game plan. And at the end of the day, all is well that ends well. So holler at us. We can definitely help you with your communication, with everything that's going to happen in your transaction, and work with someone who maybe knows people in the local area, aka your boy. Till next time.